Welcome back, my gardening friends. This is the greenhouse with the rainwater gravity fed wick system, and everything is still doing okay. There's courgette there, desperately to be picked. Don't like them to get too big, as I can't fit them in my lunchbox. That's an ideal size, but work commitments and DIY, we tend to let things go a bit. So the jobs for July, well, we've got to keep an eye on these. I haven't had to top the water up yet. It's down to about there, because as it rains it filters back in there, and it seems to be doing a good job. We've already thinned the grapes out. We've just we've pruned the grapes, but we do need to thin some of these now. So basically we've got one stem, there's two knuckles, and we've got two bunches of grapes. So that one looks the better one, so this one will be removed. And so will some of these smaller ones. It would help if I pointed the camera in the right direction. But these will improve as the summer goes on. But I definitely need to get that little job done. The massive compost find, I've managed to fill a 1 ton bag, so that's about 1,000 litres, maybe under. And there's probably another 1,000 litres there, but I've managed to clean a space there so I can nip in the corner and just gather the urine for my leaf mould. So I harvest urine as well. We'll say no more, but there's 20 of those bags in here. Let's see how much it's settled. And there's 18 bags in that one, and that's dropping down now to roughly it's about 2 meters by a meter by a meter. Hopefully that will settle down more, but I've already set the cardboard. I've given them a good watering with some urine, that one as well, so they'll be happy. I will be covering them up to stop them getting too wet. Because if they're too wet, they won't go through my trommel. Why not check out my trommel build? Why not check out my compost finds? I'll try and put some cards in. But these are the lifting straps. I've wrapped them up now because I'm probably not going to use them. I've got some more in there that I need to wrap up. But I thought they'd make good little weights, just to hold the plastic down. This plastic is off a compost delivery, so a big pallet full of compost, and I've reused it to keep that dry. I must keep an eye on this during the month of July. Keep water, keep feeding. I don't touch it because it marks the leaves. Not obviously it doesn't match if I mark them, but it looks pretty at the moment. Wildlife garden. I have been popping in there trying to get the weeds out, but it's just a little bit overgrown now, so any that I can get I will. Just drop them on the floor, let them rot. But the hashtag sunflower challenge, the sunflowers are out now, and I think I overestimated how am I going to get down to me bench. The bench is in the middle of the screen. These are the asparagus seeds we sowed. We potted them on, and one of the jobs for this month is to declutter them, keep the weeds. And another job for July is keeping an eye out for the asparagus beetle. I tend to find them on those shoots. See, it's only been a week since I said, oh, they grew up, but they've gone now. No, I can't see the beetle at the minute, but if you go anywhere near it, they drop on the floor. So go near them, but look at the floor and see where they land. And we do a little bit of weeding down there as well. But there's certainly quite a few of the wildflowers come back again. I do like those, these ones, really pretty. And I still might have to take one or two of these apples off. They are cookers, so they will get really quite big. Thank you for the name of this. I ain't going to remember it, but thank you. And some of the Bill and Val's Harlequins. Weeds. They soon take over. This is one of the giant beetroots. Yeah, there's my bench. I might just try and sit in there later on, and more evidence of the ladybirds on the plot. Well, you can see how much rain we've had. We started off with one barrel, then we put the bridge siphoning system in. So basically we insert that water pipe, goes right to the bottom on both sides. We plunge it into the water, empty the air out, put your thumb on the end, fold it over, and then it, as that one fills up, it siphons it across. It saves drilling holes into the plastic. I got that from Southpaw Davey Urban Farm. So that's Southpaw Davey Urban Farm. I'll pop across and see Dave. He's always grabbing a few ideas off him. But I do need to move these eventually. But we went from drought to flood. Never mind, we'll get that moved. And I will be doing a video soon how I actually create these barrels by cutting them off there, cutting a bit off here, dropping them on, and I'll show you how I fit a water tap. That'll be a future video. Yeah. It's surprising how much the flowers love just wood chips, but just keep an eye on the weeds. But I do pick them as I go. And because of the no dig system, everything does come out quite easily, but I haven't even been able to have an hour just lately. There's another compost find there. They're 22 litre containers. The compost on top's a little bit rough, but I do believe there's some decent cocoa koi in the bottom, but I've given that away to a fellow plot holder who's gone to raised beds and is struggling to find material to fill them. So there you go, Ed. I think it's the flies that eat the blackberries. I'm not having that one today, but no sooner they're ready, or is it the wasps? Oh, you nasty little thing, go away. Yeah, that's a baby wasp, and I'll show you the nest that's sitting under my chair. So definitely looks like wasps. There you go, we've caught them at it. Excuse me. So these are the autumn fruiting. Here's those straps again. That's what we've used these for. I did a build on that, and that's quite popular at the moment. People are still looking at it. Jobs for every month while they're growing is to keep tucking those in, so that they don't go absolutely everywhere. This is the problem before. We're trying to tie them in, and the ones you didn't tie in just flopped over. And this is a wood chip path, but you see the strawberries there have all took over, and we're still getting strawberries here, different varieties. This is a different variety, and yeah, this weather's not doing them any good. It is a shame, but they're lasting well, and I'm going to be cutting one of these in half and just planting them. All those seeds on the outside, I'm not going to scrape them off, I'm just going to put them straight into some compost. Excuse me. So we leave plot 1 and move to plot 3, and I'll just unlock the cage and we'll pop in there. And you'll probably say, well, why do I put a lock on it? It's a two-legged variety we're trying to keep out as well. Do get it occasionally where people do tend to pinch other people's things, so I try and keep keep them out. Weeds. Yes, I do have weeds. The red currants, I picked a few this morning to take to work, and they're not quite ready. Different coloured ladybird there, and I'm going to be saving some seeds off the white currants. You can actually see through and actually see the seeds inside. Just trying to harvest what we can when we can. Excuse me. Oh, they're gone. Well, that looks like that could be a red currant, so we'll take that off. We don't want it to fruit this time, and it is a shame. The rain has spoilt a lot of these. This is one plant. Anybody that's visiting me for the first time, and if you like what you see, then why not consider subscribing? It's free. Excuse me. No wonder Mrs. K wonders why I don't want much tea. The red gooseberries are nearly ready as well. Excuse me. These are some of the runners that we've moved around. I do enjoy the gooseberries, guzgogs, so let's have plenty of them. So there's lots of new shoots coming out there, all blowing about in the wind. I have to keep making sure it doesn't go into there. But this is one. I bought this many years ago, and it is very, very productive. They soon go over, but it's still edible. We don't mind. Excuse me. I think these black currants are a little bit later, so that's good. And these red currants are also a little bit later than the others, so again, successional. And oh, that lovely smell of the what's happened to that one? I think that's either been pecked or it's exploded with all this water. It helps the fruit, and then it doesn't help the fruit. But we love it when it's ready. So I'll use wood chips in the paths, I'll compost, and you might be able to see there that we've got some more. I've put this new wood chip down 6 inches thick. It was full of leaves and everything, and that will help the composting process, because after 3 years I'll be actually using this on the beds. I'll show you some shortly. There's a tub that's got to go home because it's got some leaf miner on it. I ended up with 60 bags. I hadn't got enough bags, so I actually did the paths. So 60 bags cost me a tenner. I paid the chap a bit of fuel money. So I think the wife worked it out at 16 pence a bag. Yes, we've got leaves, but it doesn't matter. I use it to walk on and to compost. And there's the sacrificial boards working well now. So somebody come up with an idea that of keeping all these red beds off the floor, but what happens when the material touches them? So now all I've got to do is replace that sacrificial board, which is a pallet. Carrot, hopefully you can see that. Oh, there we go. Going mad, but this bull's blood, cut it right down and it comes back again. And there's the spinach, the New Zealand spinach. I asked everybody what could I use in the vertical garden, and somebody said using New Zealand spinach, so I bought some. So next year I'll have a little bit more. There's the second lot. Good chance it may go to seed, this lot, because it was in the polytunnel, but it's quite nice. It looks nice and it tastes nice. Excuse me. Tomato in a bottle. Not going to do very well. Tomatoes have started forming now on these. I'm not sure whether these have got a bit of blight, so I shouldn't touch them really. Successional sowing, working well. Won't be planting these again. Is it pak choy? Don't like it. Keeps getting full of holes. Bloody radish, look. I bought more radish and sparkler 3. I'll show you those in a minute. Celery's doing really well in these buckets. So there's my normal buckets, and then this is just one with the bottom off. Hole there. I can see how much water's in the bottom. See how that does. That might be the way forward. My corn's still struggling to come through over there. We've got a little bit of corn coming through, but I'm having to keep moving the leaves. So this is like a two sisters bed, but yeah, should I, shouldn't I? Don't know. Some of these onions are folding over now. Alan at the Dawn Chorus plot. I presume they're going to be ready, similar to the ordinary onions. Peas and everything have done really well. My lunchbox has been nicely filled. Cheeky prints from Paul and Richard, and they were sent to me by Kelly at Kelly's Kitchen Garden. Hopefully that's going to form. There's 2 there, the other one's not doing so well. And the Pongo beans doing well now. Some more flowers there off, so we've got a nice lot, but these are quite nice. Now, you're not supposed to eat beans raw, but as you know, as a child I've eaten everything raw, so my stomach probably will take it. Excuse me. That's the giant cabbage. Wrong seed. It's growing well. You never know. Might get something with that. And everything else is growing really well. These are dying back a bit. They haven't liked the weather. I've let them dry out as well. Variegated onion. Still trying to throw new shoots out. Keeps going rotten. It's nice and firm. Can't get my hand around it. I'll drop my bean. Hang on. Off we go. Look at me parsnips, guys. Ooh, I'd love to get my parsnip out, but probably not quite ready yet. Carrots, they're holding their own in this bed, but they're all dying in this one. I'm not going to touch the foliage. Hopefully this next lot and that one will do better. As long as we get some eating carrots, I'm not bothered. Jobs for July, we're keeping a real close eye for blight. These are flopped over with all the weather. That's just a little bit of dead. Just got to keep an eye on the leaves. When it does come, I will show you, but there's enough videos about for that. But at the moment, everything's good. We've got lots of different varieties here, permanent bed. So all I should be doing is scratching down with my hand to get them out. Hoover. Okay, bit of fun. What do I need a hoover for on the allotment? Or some of the parts. Now, the person who suggested something like this may know, but just put in the comments. You'll see it in a future video what I've done. But just a bit of fun. What am I going to use this hoover for? Got 4 rows of Autumn King 2 here. I've tried a different variety because Steve from Digwell Greenfingers said it may be that the sweet candles have had their lot, but I say it could be the weather, could be anything. Right, this is all dug over now, all the weeds are removed, just waiting on the broad beans to go to dry out. Celery in that one, some giant beetroots in there, and there's the Jerusalem artichokes, long veg. My dahlias I grew from seed. Should be taking these off now, really, encouraging them to put more flowers out. Keep it on top of that if I can in July. So I'll be dismantling this. Most of these have got the decking screws, so I'll be able to reuse all the decking screws, and I'm sure my plot neighbour will have all this timber to help him. So I'm going to be moving all this soil over to there, bring the rotavator up, rotate all this in, because this material has probably got more composting than that. That used to be bed 1 or bed 4. I used to have, if you look back at my first video, I'll stick it in the card, you'll see how different this plot was. But I'm going to dismantle all this, and then we're going to bring the pallet, 4 pallet collars this way, 4 high, and another one there, that way, so it'll be like an L shape. I keep thinking, do I really need them that high? And I'm thinking in the future, yes, why should I have to bend down? I'll just have to wait for some more pallet collars to arrive. The small potato challenge for myself, that's a pea-size potato, and it's just about getting going now. So this is where I normally sit, and I'd suddenly realised that we'd got a bit of a wasp nest. I am allergic to them, but hey ho. Gotta have a little bit of fun. There's that poor tomato that we folded up. It's looking quite good now. Similar to that, so we know that we've got that variety in the tunnel. So I will be revealing that, because I've folded this one that way several times and the other one horizontally. I want to open them up and see how much root we get on the stems. So let's go and have a look in the polytunnel before we go. Say grapes galore. Gonna have to thin these out. I didn't realise till today that some of them, you might not be able to see, they're actually changing their colour. So I do need to change them, and hopefully eventually we'll find out all these varieties that I planted. All the labels fell out, the seeds stopped where they were, and they're all down there. So hopefully we'll be able to tell what they are. I think I've got these 3 right. They're number 1. So number 2, but that number 2 and that number 2, oh, they're definitely, so you can't tell by the thing. But plenty of tomatoes, and hopefully we'll be able to find the money makers and some of the others that I also planted. I'll be glad when this tunnel's lifted up. I've got a mega bloom on this tomato. This is the one I set off really early on. That is 1 tomato, and I counted 5 blooms on that, so hopefully that will get massive and give me a good start for the virtual giant show. Yeah, so we're under the long vegetable contraption. And there's those 2 sunflowers that started to grow, and the wildlife pond area is establishing itself. Well, I did promise you I'd show you the wood chip. So this is my wood chip path next to the polytunnel, and this is what it looks like after 3 years. Sieved, I use that in my compost mixes. So we're back at the wildflower garden. Oh dear me. Here we are. Don't tread on the dahlia. There's the large poppy. Hang on, let's go here. Oh my goodness. Oh, daylight. Oh there. Oh my goodness. No, didn't I? Oh hello, you're pretty. Yes. Yeah, I think I overthought this, but from space it should give a wonderful display. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.